Aren't you getting Costco? I'm live right now. You're going to get Costco or what?
Yeah, we'll get Costco.
Okay, just eat something for lunch by yourself. Oh, I think we're live. Can't tell, but hopefully we're live. It's been a really exhausting, very exhausting day so far. The daughter was up at like 6:30 in the morning, which is kind of crazy. So she's because she's starting a new class, she's kind of a little bit stressed out. So it's been a very long morning, like a super long morning. Now we have some stuff to go over. Let me pull this up. Oh, thanks, Alex. Hope Alex is feeling better. I'm in Pokemon queue for 8 minutes. So we'll see. Actually, I got to make the Pokemon queue exactly the size of my face. Hold on a second. Okay, is the Pokemon? Yes. The Pokemon queue is exactly the size of my face now. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we have a few videos to go over. Oh, I'm only 7 minutes now. That's good to know. What are we doing? Yeah, I think we looked at the Amin interview yesterday, no? Oh, he's on YouTube now? Okay, he's on YouTube.
Today.
Oh, Alex has a YouTube. Okay, Alex has, thank you, Alex. Alex has made him into a YouTube video. Okay, very interesting. Victor, I don't know which one we're going to do first. There's a lot of videos today. I guess we're doing them in order. So we'll do Victor, and we'll give Alex some time to... Yeah, so then Alex has the video from the interview, the really bizarre interview they had. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I'm just tired. It's not really the live streaming. It's more like everything else in life. It's really hard. We really have like between like 2. So my daughter did not go to sleep until like 1 or 2, which is normal. But then you're expecting her to wake up at 9, 10, 11. She woke up at 6:30 today. And that is like, that's really bad. That's not great news.
Do you think there's a Mormon mafia?
I think it's
Okay, so my audio is not. We are in. Wow.
more nuanced.
Bricks and Minifigs has closed its location in Kaiser following allegations.
When Mormons are taught to protect each other, they have a loyalty.
Okay, so this is Victor's Memories. This is Victor Nguyen's, one of his channels. He actually has multiple channels.
to Josh. Yeah, they're definitely protecting each other.
Here are answers to your questions to the Chief Police of Kaiser video.
Yeah.
Is Kaiser actually going to open a criminal case against Bam now?
They did. Kind of. They opened up the case.
Wait, what do you mean, kind of?
Kind of. They did a 30-page police report, much more detailed this time. The guy sent the airplane, it ended up being civil, not criminal, after much investigation. But there was a moment in time that they thought they were about to arrest Josh and Brandon.
Essentially, Brian wanted to get a case against Bricks and Minifigs, and the police actually looked into it, and they couldn't find anything that's criminal.
Well,
so then they
took Josh's word for it, and Josh lied to them, and then Brian was never able to speak to them, so that's why they didn't do it. The first officer, and then she transferred, and then there was like, oh, they could never talk to that police officer, so they could never get access to the case. It was a whole complicated thing. That's how it ended up happening.
Then the police was...
Oh, thank you, Mark Nimi, for the $5. You've been killing it, Tony. Yeah, shout out to Victor. Shout out to Victor.
Like, okay, we can't help you anymore. So Brian persisted, and then the police was like, okay, fine. Let's get this to the DA of Marion County, and then the DA ended up saying, hey, this looks like it's going to be a civil case, so the lawyers can hash it out.
I still think they don't know all of the facts, because I think theft of that amount of money should be criminal, right? Especially if they're lying about it.
What I've seen is not based on the amount of money.
It's theft by receiving. I don't really know. That's just what the police decided. I'm too stupid. I don't know.
It doesn't matter about the amount of money that's being stolen for it to be a criminal thing or not. It seems like it's more about intention.
Yeah, but it was their intention.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Like, their intention was to lie to us because they wanted the Legos. They didn't want to deal with it. They were like, he's an old man. We can get away with this. That was their intention.
So yeah, it is interesting that it is not criminal because like in every single state, there is a law against conversion. And it seems like it was, at all, the contract says it is Brian Menzel's Lego. And then they took the Lego. Right, they converted the Lego to their own. So I'm kind of wondering why they cannot press a criminal charge. And the amount of money does matter because the... oh, shit, we're in the Pokemon Center right now. Okay, pause for a little bit. We're in Pokemon Center. We're going to see what is new. Oh, God. God, no. There's no cards? Why did I wait for like 2 hours? Oh, no. They just wanted... Well, I mean, this is cute. I don't know if I want to get this stuff. Like, is this stuff worth getting? The summer... I mean, yeah, we do need a blanket for my... Now that my daughter's older, she can do water parks now. Like, we didn't let her do water parks until she turns 2. She's going to her first water park this Friday. But that's it? No, I can't believe it. No. Is there anything for me to buy? No. Doesn't look great. Okay, so it was a, it was a fake out. I got faked out. I mean, this is cool. Would I want the Dragonite stuff? See, was born in a year of a dragon. Yeah, so if this was available, I would definitely buy this. So the new products seem to be hats. More hats. Yeah, so this is like where I last was. So I bought this. So since this time, there's been bags, hats. What is this? Serving bowl. What the hell? Like... There's no Pokemon cards today? What the heck? Oh, man. And these two showed out. This is cute. Oh, this is cute. Oh, my daughter would have loved this. Yeah, my daughter would have loved this. And she actually needs a towel because now she's going to water parks at 2. She always loves water, but we didn't feel like, I actually have to go to the store after and buy waterproof baby diapers. So, yeah. Anyway, not that anyone cares about me buying Pokemon cards on Pokemon Center, but it seems like it was not worth it today, which is really sad because I told everyone in my other community, my Pokemon community, hey, go get some Pokemon cards, and there was not a single Pokemon card to get today. Holy. I thought they were dropping the collections, like the Ditto collection, the Sylveon collection. They dropped like a towel and a backpack. I mean, again, the Dragonite one is not bad looking. But, holy shit, that was bad.
We can get away with this, so we're going to do it. That was their intention.
Yeah.
And then when they couldn't get away with it anymore, they closed down the store.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
To me, that seems like a criminal thing to do.
That's more criminal than Katie drinking when she wasn't supposed to.
Katie, what the fuck are you doing? You see it says no drinking on premises. Ooh, breaking the law. Are you breaking the rules? You guys are bad influences.
What are you gonna do about it?
The beep is hilarious.
What is this vlog? People are like gonna be like excited about.
Yeah, what is this vlog? It's so random, right? It is so random. Oh, wait a second. These last time they were here, Victor's wearing the same T-shirt. So I thought it was from the same interview. Like, they did like multiple interviews and they spliced it into. They did one interview and they spliced into multiple videos. But I don't remember this guy having, like, instruments. Like, the guy in the background. Like, am I going crazy? Like, let me go back. Does they have instruments, or it was just like the guy in the background, right? It was like a cut off of the guy, cut out of the guy.
The police corruption. They're just gonna cut to random cutscenes.
Yep,
People
exactly.
are pissed off at this. Oh my gosh.
Whatever, I'm doing it.
I can already tell the watch time on this video is gonna be like super high at the moments we're talking about the police, and then it's gonna drop for all of these cutaways. Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
Could someone please help understand this? What misunderstanding was cleared up? When he said the case was closed, what he meant by that was that the police officers wanted to close the case. When he said that the case was civil, what he meant by that was they were calling it a civil case now. The guy in front of us, when he was like, I'm the chief of police, basically what he meant by that was that he was the chief of police. Did I explain it good?
Tell the differences between a civil case and a criminal case. So he reopened the case to see if he can find anything that's criminal about it. And apparently
they couldn't, which makes, to me,
they couldn't find anything that was criminal.
To me, that makes no sense, but I would like to assume the police officers are smarter than me, so I'm going to go with what the police officers are saying, because they did a 30-page report. I didn't do a 30-page report on it. I just made a stupid YouTube video on it. There's nothing we can do, you know? It's like the police looked at it and they closed it. I disagree. It should be very obviously criminal. I also don't know the law that well. All the lawyers reacting to this just have to react to it. All the lawyer reaction channels should react and see if you think it's criminal or civil, you know?
Yeah. So I'm going to just give you what my thoughts are. So, like criminal, like the difference between larceny and grand larceny is the amount stolen. So it would be 10,000. So then the different crimes will be like different levels of intent, right? Did you accidentally steal it? Did you intentionally steal it? Like, how was it stolen? So this is very interesting. And this is also like quite, let's imagine the collection is just in Brian Menzel's home, and, Amon McNeff comes into Brian's home, steals it. Obviously, that would be criminal, right? So that's the most obvious example of something that should be criminal. If you come to somebody else's home and you steal their Pokemon or Lego, you're going to go to jail. That's criminal in addition to civil. So I think the main confusion is because something like OJ, for instance, because something is criminal doesn't also mean it's not civil. If it is criminal, then it can be civil. Sometimes it is only civil and not criminal. So it's kind of, this is in this pile, but it's not in the other pile, right? So because you want a case to be criminal, because then the police, which is paid by the taxpayer, then the prosecutor, the DA, district attorney. So many times it's actually not up to the police. So I think, so the police can say, hey, we don't have enough evidence, we're not going to bring it to the prosecutor. But I would hope in this case, they actually brought it to the prosecutor, and it was the prosecutor who said, no, there's not enough evidence, we can't do it. So in terms of like who's actually going to bring a case to court, for a criminal case, it is a prosecutor, a district attorney. So in Harris County, that would be, a few years. I can talk about this a little bit more now because this is no longer the DA of Harris County. It would be Kim Ogg. So like maybe 5 years ago, it was my friend Kim Ogg. And it's a elected position. So the DA is head of all the other prosecutors. And if the prosecutors are like, okay, so they get the evidence from the police. The police, generally speaking, do not make a determination if like, unless there's like no evidence, right? Whether or not to give it to the prosecutor, whether or not there should be a case. The prosecutor, who is a lawyer, every single prosecutor is a lawyer. Okay, every single police officer, I guess you could have police officers who are lawyers, but that's not likely. Most police officers, if not like 95% of them, are not lawyers. So the police, their only job is to do an investigation and get evidence. Then they give it to the prosecutor. Then the prosecutor will go to the DA. C Free Mad, thank you for the $5. It's breach of contract issue, not criminal issue. Yes, that's what I'm explaining. C Mad is correct. Because it's consignment, it's breach of contract. But I'm giving like different scenarios. So I'm kind of like elaborating on like when is it criminal and when is it not. That's our Costco delivery, I think. Yeah, so that's probably Costco. We're getting Costco from Uber Eats because we thought that would be smart. In the middle of my life, yeah. They have this thing my wife really likes. It's like 12 to free, and then you like save $2. So she's like big into the savings. Because then, yeah, I don't know what we ordered from Costco. Baby diapers, toilet paper. It was just like stuff we needed. I still have to get baby diapers, like swim baby diaper. So there's actually like 2 types of baby diaper: swim baby diaper and regular baby diaper. And I cannot find the swim baby diaper. That's like a me problem. That's what I have to solve. Oh, thank you, Mark Nemi, for the one gifted. I'm trying to see what my wife is doing outside. Let me see what's going on. Okay, I'm back. I returned from the Costco thing, helping my wife at Costco. Oh, thanks you, Mark Nemi, for the another gifted. So it's gifted. Wow, no, Mark is gifted 3 times in the time I've been since Costco. Yeah, so we did Costco, and we did Uber Eats. They needed a PIN number, which we don't actually have, so it's kind of weird. But, yeah, let's continue on.
Let us know. Almost nothing cops
Oh,
do.
yeah, I forgot. Okay. So, like, I'm trying to explain the difference between criminal and civil. So, criminal, for instance, would be like just the process of it. So then the detectives or the police officers, their only goal is to collect as much evidence as possible. They need to give that evidence to a prosecutor, and it's up to the prosecutor to decide whether or not they want to pursue. And then the DA, that's like the head prosecutor, and then the DA will be like, okay, what are you guys working on, right? He's like kind of like the head prosecutor. And if like, oh, wow, I don't think we win that, then there's no lawsuit. So here, I think at the police level, they were able to figure out that, hey, this is a contract. And whenever you have a contract dispute, then it would be civil. It typically is civil because it's contract law. Now, what if there wasn't, what if a situation happened where Brian is looking at his Legos and he's trying to take some home and they don't let him take some home? That would be a different situation. So in this case, I agree. It would be civil only because they have a contract. If this was any other scenario where somebody's trying, and this is a danger of consignment, right? This is a danger of consignment. This is a situation where consignment, in my opinion, is more dangerous. So one scenario would be if simply I gave you my Legos and you were supposed to pay me. So it wasn't consignment. You were supposed to pay me, but then you reneged on payment. That would also kind of be this hybrid between civil and criminal, right? Depending on how you reneged. that would maybe closer to conversion if you tricked me. So let's say that I have these Legos. So I'm trying to imagine a scenario in my head where this is close enough to Brian Menzel, but would also be criminal. So let's say that you go to Bricks and Minifigs, and you have this massive collection, and they trick you into giving the collection over to them for free somehow. That would be a criminal thing. Oh, thank you, Mark. Mark Nemi is going crazy, and thank you for the gifted memberships, Mark Nemi. CMAD, thank you for the $10. BAM took the business, and when it did, it takes all. Yes, that is true. So we know BAM took the business, and BAM was alerted about the consignment, and because on the phone, Mark Nemi is going crazy in chat. So if you guys want a gifted membership, Mark is going crazy in chat. Yes, BAM took the business, and when it did, that it takes all the assets as well as all the liabilities as well. They had a due diligence responsibility to account for all liabilities. I agree, especially since Kai McAllister was told, "Hey, we have consignment," and he literally tells Crystal, and Kai's from corporate, so it's corporate speaking via Kai McAllister. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, Mark is going crazy with the gifting. Don't you worry about it. We're going to take care of it all. So yes, in this case, it is civil because there is a consignment contract. Now, conversion can happen if there's no contract.
Is by accident. 100% that cop was on that flight to find out intel. Remember, the government, has as much money as they need to accomplish a goal. No amount is too much.
You see,
it's a conspiracy theory.
No, I don't think it's a conspiracy. See,
but you think that cop was following us on the plane?
Well, I think that commenter's onto something because there's over.
Yeah. So just to clarify, use our AI. Criminal conversion is a crime limited to parts of common law in England. And okay, that's interesting. I thought criminal conversion was something that happens in a fucking Wikipedia. Okay, criminal version. Okay, no permanent intent. The user does not plan to permanently steal or deprive. So I guess this wouldn't work. I guess it would have to be theft. Like how you get popped at like a Target. Criminal theft is the unlawful taking of property without the owner's consent. So it is a criminal crime because you can see Class A misdemeanors. So whether or not it is a Class C, Class B, or Class A depends on the amount of money. So it looks like this is actually for like a Target or a Walgreens type of thing. Oh, felony. Okay, and okay, so now if we are stealing a lot of money, then we get into second or first degree felonies. So again, depending on how much you think the money is, it could be a felony based on how much you stole. So let's take a look at the penal code. A person commits an offense if he unlawfully PSA how to accept gifted memberships on YouTube. Okay, so I'll wait until we'll just have Alex type there. A person commits an offense if he unlawfully appropriates property with intent. Yes. Okay, there we go. Without effective consent. So there was no Brian Menzel consent, right, to give the property over. He had consented to give the property to the Bricks and Minifigs out. So here's the kind of problem that we have. Is Bricks and Minifigs corporate owns the land. They have the rent. So they actually have the lease. So did Brian consign with Crystal? The answer is no. Brian consigned with a LLC that was actually owned by corporate. So technically, Brian Menzel consigned not with Crystal, but with the LLC that at that time, I believe Crystal was mentioned, corporate owned it. And she did it because of insurance reasons. So the actual agreement is between So it would be civil because the two parties have signed a contract. Even if one party doesn't really know, but they should have known, they signed a contract. So it's kind of, so the penal wouldn't be criminal. It would not be criminal.
Over $1 trillion a year just missing from the government.
Do you think the government paid the chief of police to follow us on that plane?
All I'll say is there's $1 trillion that goes missing every year. It's true. Look it up. All I'm saying is I'm only speaking.
Okay, interestingly enough, if we have a different scenario and Brian signs a personal contract with Crystal, then they come in and they have no relationship with the contract, then yes, it would be criminal. So had Brian Menzel signed a consignment agreement with Crystal personally, and then Bricks and Minifigs corporate comes in and steals all the Legos, like the same scenario, just a different name on the contract, then the answer would be yes, it would be criminal. Because they don't have a prior arranged agreement, right? The agreement would be between Crystal and Brian Menzel. It would have nothing to do with corporate, right? So these consignment agreements, really tough.
Speaking in facts that you can verify online.
Yeah,
I'm only speaking in verifiable facts.
Right, but you're saying verified facts right after a question like that. So I'm trying to piece the things together. I think you're insinuating that this cop might have been paid off. Do you think that?
Well, do you have a better answer of where this $1 trillion every year is missing money is going? The missing money from the Pentagon is just like the time Victor tried to jump over a railing to look like an accident.
You guys don't think I could jump this? I could jump this.
So it's kind of like random Victor activities in the middle of the video.
What? Did it look like it was an accident? Like you bought it, right?
It did look like it was an accident, but I knew it was supposed to happen.
Was that a good cutaway? Did I set that up good?
I don't know if that was a good cutaway.
Did I set that up good? That cutaway?
Yeah,
that was a perfect setup.
Yeah,
that's how you're
good.
supposed to do it?
That's probably good. That wasn't on my bingo
It's like random chaos. It's like random chaos.
card.
I'm happy that wasn't on their bingo card because it was on my bingo card. It was
So
B2.
you knew?
Well, it was on B2, and see, B1, B3, B4, and B5 were already filled out. So that's actually how I got bingo. I actually won. They didn't put it on their bingo card, and I did. And I was like, haha, you see? You should probably put it on your bingo card because that's going to make me win. And I did win. I won like $45. It was sick.
XLXALM. You should have thought ahead with that. You could have beat Ben in bingo.
See, I told them to put it on their bingo card, and they didn't.
He tried to tell you, man. So, 0 consequences for her filing bad report. How would you consider this for Jennifer Sanz?
I think she sucks. That's about it. She just listened to Josh and Brandon's side and didn't listen to Brian's side. Like, how's that fair? She missed a bunch of key evidence that me as a YouTuber was able to get. How is a YouTuber going to be more accurate than a police officer, you know?
Yeah. Or just disregarded it, put it in the trash. I feel like her filing this report bad hurts Brian just as much as that one time that Tommy got slapped super hard.
3, 2, 1. Oh my fucking god! Jesus Christ!
Fucking hell!
Oh my god!
That was
Wow.
a good
So it's like so random. You don't know when the clip is coming next.
No one knows who Tommy is. You have to introduce Tommy.
They'll know who Tommy is because he's getting slapped. What was the problem with the report to the Kaiser police?
I don't know. Lawyers? Lawyer react channels? What do you think? I don't know.
Oh, hey, that's
you didn't really
us.
Explain. You said, we determined to
Hey, that's us.
react channels. What do you think?
So that's us right here. Yeah, that's awesome. We're probably the smallest channel of the bunch. We are. Yeah, this guy's got 19 million. Yeah, we are by far the smallest channel of the bunch. But yeah, shout out to us, I guess, for making it. Yeah, thank you, Victor, for the shout out. That was awesome. But yeah, I think it just comes to contract. When you sign a contract, it becomes a contract dispute. Unless the contract is doing something incredibly illegal. So consignment is not illegal, right? So because the contract is between corporate or an entity, I'm not exactly sure what the LLC is. I think it was owned by corporate and they just never transferred it to her. I know the real estate lease was never transferred. So like, maybe they want to build a case, but it just wouldn't. It just cannot. You cannot build a case because there's a contract between two parties. And whenever there's a contract between two parties, unless it's a legal contract and you're agreeing to do illegal activities. For instance, you can't have a contract between two parties like rob a bank, right? And, we're going to split the proceeds after the bank. No, you can't have that type of contract. But you could have a contract where you're doing consignment. And this comes back to, like, how unorganized the main corporate is. Like, they could have had a much better organization. So the way that it should have been was Crystal should have had the lease. Crystal should have had the bank accounts. Crystal should have had everything to make her independent, which would include her own new LLC. Like a brand new LLC. And then the address and the assets would be put. This is part of the problem of, like, this is exactly what Almond McNeff wants you to do. He's doing this asset, like, shifting, right? He's like this little dodgy little, mole, right? He's just asset shifting all the time. Actually, it kind of reminds me of, like, this Kim Possible character. I was like talking about this last night. He's like a dodgy little mole. It kind of reminds me of, oh wow, God, oh no. There's a live action version of him. Oh no. He's like this little dodgy little shifty mole, and he's like shifting assets, and I'm gonna shift this asset and this liability and this. And it's like, no. All franchisees should have their lease to their name, okay, because it's their business, or to their LLC. Now I got it. The reason the lease wasn't put in Crystal's name was he didn't have her own LLC. So what should have happened was Crystal should have created her own LLC, and then that would have received the bank accounts, that would have received the lease liability, that would have received the that would be the LLC signing these. But because Crystal didn't have an LLC, they didn't tell her to get one. The LLC they used was corporate. The corporate had a independent LLC when they were managing this. So before there was Crystal was a manager. There was Crystal's like owner. The Crystal's the owner of the store when Crystal was manager. And he had the LLC, but they didn't want to use his LLC, so they created like another LLC. That's why Ben had trouble figuring out who it was. Like it's impossible to sue these people. Like it truly, look, like if you want to, like if it is really difficult to sue these people because they're always playing this like random shell game. Like it's a very bizarre thing because something that should be super simple. Crystal, you get an LLC. We're going to put the lease under that LLC. We're going to put the insurance under your LLC. We're going to put premise liability. We're going to put all the bank accounts will be associated with your LLC. We're going to do all the vendors are going to deal with your LLC, not with us. Like, and of course, like the consignment agreement. If you want to do a consignment agreement, that will be your LLC because it now has insurance. You're not going to use our LLC. So it's a very bizarre thing where like something that should be like really simple is made like overly complicated for the strict reason that they don't want to be sued.
I don't know why they said he didn't really explain. He just said, we determined to a civil. It is kind of like a business deal gone bad in a sense. That's one way to frame it, but I think there's also criminal.
No, we interviewed Crystal. I don't think it was Crystal's LLC. I'm almost certain it was not Crystal's LLC because he specifically said like they went with the one with insurance. Right? So one like she didn't have insurance. The LLC did.
Intentions behind it.
It's like that one time when we went to West Hollywood for the gay pride event.
This is just Victor's life in the middle.
There's people that
Okay, people are saying it was Crystal's LLC that has insurance. Then I don't know why her LLC didn't have the lease. So that's kind of weird. So Crystal made her own LLC. It had insurance. It was Crystal's LLC signed with Brian Menzel, right? Then like, what's in the LLC? Like, what is the LLC's purpose? It's to get the lease, right? To get the bank accounts, the lease, everything else. So if she had the LLC, I don't know why they didn't never turn over the lease. Because BAM never transferred to her by design to kick her out. But they took the responsibility for her LLC. So like, it's a very complicated like web of like, I don't know if it's incompetence or like if you build an LLC, you put everything in that LLC. Right? You don't have multiple this LLC has the lease, this LLC has the insurance, this LLC has the it doesn't like, you know, BAM took it all over. So regardless of whether it's Crystal's LLC or not, once Bricks and Minifigs Corporate terminates the agreement, the Crystal's LLC is theirs now. So like we're using the terminology kind of differently here. People say it's Crystal's LLC. I don't really think it was. I think it was always the idea of again, they're suing the LLC. I understand that from the lawsuit perspective. But when BAM terminates Crystal, right? All these things, like including the consignment agreement, where does that go? Where does that go, right? Like, for instance, like, now the store is, like, closed and bankrupt. Well, who owns Brian Menzel the money? So if you guys say that Crystal owns her own LLC, and that LLC is the one that signed, and that LLC had insurance, and that's the one that signed with Brian Menzel, did Crystal's insurance pay Crystal? I was under the assumption that it was corporate. But if it's Crystal solely owns the LLC and corporate doesn't have anything to do with it, now we have a very different legal question. Because I've never heard this question before. So if it is Crystal's LLC signs with Brian Menzel, then then it has nothing to do with corporate. Right? If it is Crystal's LLC. So what Crystal would need to do is Crystal would need to sue Bricks and Minifigs Corporate to get the Legos back to give to Brian Menzel. Which I guess he's doing right now. But actually, it wouldn't be the person that corporate screwed over wasn't Brian Menzel. It was Crystal. I've always been under the impression that, you know, maybe I have to look more into details, that Crystal's LLC was controlled by Bricks and Minifigs Corporate. But if it's a completely separate entity, then Bricks and Minifigs Corporate would have no reason to pay Brian Menzel. Right? Just logically think about this. It can't be the way that people are saying it is. Because then if Bricks and Minifigs never signed a contract, because they never had the LLC signed the contract. If Bricks and Minifigs never controlled the LLC or it had any control over the LLC, then the contract would be whoever owns the LLC and Brian Menzel. Now, if somebody comes in and steals all your Legos and kicks you out, that's between Crystal and corporate. Right? That's between Crystal and corporate. Crystal then needs to sue corporate and get those Legos back, or, you know, get some money back and then pay Brian Menzel. So, this is very interesting. Now, yes, correct. There is now Crystal's LLC will have a relationship to corporate LLC, right? And that will be in the franchise document. CMAD, The LLC is essentially an authorized rep of Bricks until the franchise agreement ends or is terminated. Correct, yes. That's so as soon as it ends, terminates. So as soon as corporate terminates Crystal, which they did, removed her from premise, then all of that dissolves anyway, right? That's my understanding of it. So whether or not Crystal had her LLC, like in terms of like who's responsible for Brian's Legos, doesn't really matter once termination happens. And that's probably somewhere in the franchise. I would imagine there's somewhere in the franchise disclosure documents or operations manual explaining this in greater detail. So, yeah, very, very interesting stuff, right? Very interesting stuff. But let's continue on. You know, we barely get past, like, it took us 3 days to do one video.
Hate gay people, and there are people that love gay people.
Wow, you were very gay in that.
I was super gay in that.
Wow.
Oh, Justice for Tattle. The consignment contract named the store address in Kaiser, not the LLC. LLC wasn't named in collecting weekend. Okay, so the address doesn't really matter. There is a place in London that is the home of like 20,000 companies. I was watching a YouTube video about it. Just because the addresses matter doesn't really. You could have multiple businesses from the same address. There's actually like a small apartment in London that has like 20,000 businesses associated with it. It's really weird. It was a very interesting video on YouTube. But yeah, I think what's happened here is Crystal may not have had lawyers to do the LLC. The LLC was not done correctly. There's something like weird where like there's something that's not quite like right, I think. And you would have to look into like the LLC itself to see how it's incorporated, the documents. Then you would have to look at the relationship between the LLC, Crystal's LLC, and Bricks and Minifigs LLC. If like they terminate, then what? They take back all the rent, their accounts, the social media, the assets and liabilities, right? Well, then like the LLC still exists without any of that stuff. So it just turns it over. That can't be right. So like, let's just take, for example, let's change the scenario slightly. Crystal's LLC has the lease. They terminate, Bricks and Minifigs Corporate terminates their relationship. Who has the lease? Does the lease go directly to Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, or does Crystal still hold the lease? And you might ask why this is important. This is important because Last Relic was left holding the lease. So Last Relic, I think either his LLC or him personally, they didn't take the lease back. So I wonder if corporate can decide if they want to take it or not. So for Last Relic, because there's $500,000, they're like, oh, we'll just leave you with it. Don't worry, we're gone. But for Crystal, it's like, oh, we'll take the lease. Or we've always kept the lease. So I kind of wonder, and maybe we have to look at the operations manual for more information. As more and more documents come out, my question is, what is the relationship between BAM Corporate LLC and your LLC? They can just come in and savage anything they want, and if it's the liabilities, because remember, they did this with Last Relic. He was on the hook for $500,000 in rent. I wonder if they can take the Legos and leave you the lease. I wonder if they can take the lease and then leave you the, consignment. And this would be really important for Crystal to know. Because I do not know what type of relationship has been defined between LLC Bricks and Minifigs and LLC Crystal. Can this corporate, upon termination, just kind of like the Vikings or whatever, the scavengers, they can come in and just take whatever they want, and then they can leave all the debt? Because that would be genius. That would be legally mine. Right? Isn't that the whole purpose of legally mine? Billy has the $4.99. Corp's responsibility if at the end of the day Crystal runs out of money and can't pay Brian. Yeah, exactly. This is another way to picture the question I'm having right now is Corp's responsibility if at the end of the day Crystal runs out of money and can't pay Brian back. As per agreement, does Corp owe them pre-takeover? That's got to be somewhere in the operation, man. So, for instance, let's say I own a Bricks and Minifigs. I take on $1 million of consignment. Then I run away, right? And you can't get to my LLC because I've gone to Thailand to hang out with my good friend Legal Mindset. Or fuck, I am Legal Mindset. And I take it and I just go... so I open a Bricks and Minifigs. I have my little LLC. I got my insurance. I'm taking on massive amounts of consignment. And then one day I move to Thailand, and it's like, okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then, so, are the consignees out of luck, or does Bricks and Minifigs corporate, upon terminating, have to pay out all the consignees? And the only way that we would know this is we would have to know the exact relationship between corporate's LLC and then your LLC. What they can and what they are responsible for, what they are not responsible for. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? It's interesting. What if Crystal doesn't have money, or she went to Spain and there was still money owed to Brian Menzel legally? Oh, here, CMAD. The LLC survives in Crystal's name until dissolved. If she held a lease, then she would be responsible for it until transferred to the new owners. She would have to sue to get any monies if they refused to accept the transfer. I think that's right. Thank you for the $20, CMAT. So, but what if the LLC dissolves? Because they can't find, the person is in Thailand. They can't reach the person. Like, it is quite interesting, the dynamics between, and this is why you need somebody to explain this to you beforehand. And I think this is why, like, another reason why I think consignment is still, like, a bad idea for most people. Like, I'm talking about the customer. Like, as, for Brian Menzel, this thing is, like, it has so many dangers that may not be, like, on its face. And one of the dangers is what happens if Crystal's LLC fails. What happens? Are you just out of luck? Or could Brian went to Bricks and Minifigs because he actually, I think enough time has passed from the Patreon. I'm going to, yeah, so Ben has an amazing Patreon, which is really cool. I don't know which of these have the Patreon, but this one does not have the Patreon. I know that for a fact. I think this one is Patreon. No, this one does not have the Patreon. Oh, maybe it has. Oh, this one, yeah, this one might be. Ben has a really good video, and I'm going to like spoil a little bit because I really need this piece of information to tell you guys. So this video. Okay, so this is worth the $8 to $10. Plus, you get like multiple videos. It's well worth the money. One of the questions I had was like, why did Brian Menzel go to Bricks and Minifigs? Why didn't he like contact a YouTuber? Why didn't he contact another independently run store like Billy's store or something like this? Why did he go to Bricks and Minifigs? Well, at the time, the brand was really good, and then he just went to the Bricks and Minifigs closest to him. Let me repeat this again. He has no relationship previously with Crystal. That was the first time they met Crystal. Now, they felt good vibes. No, but the reason that he went to Bricks and Minifigs to sell was because he was buying and trading his dad to create his collection over the years. He actually bought and sold and traded, and so they were used to Bricks and Minifigs, and they simply went to the one that was closest to them, and that was owned by Crystal at the time. So that was very enlightening. This is a really great video. And it explains some of the things that, like, and this is the police officer in the plane. It kind of explains some of the things. So, like, Brian Menzel is going to Bricks and Minifigs not because he trusts Crystal, okay? He doesn't know Crystal. He's trusting Bricks and Minifigs corporate. So, if there was a closer Bricks and Minifigs to him, he would have just gone to that one. So there was no prior relationship between Brian Menzel or his dad and Crystal or Crystal's store. But the reason that Brian Menzel's dad wanted to go to Bricks and Minifigs, he already bought a lot, sold a lot, traded a lot. He'd already done business with them, and he felt like, confidently that they were going to take care of him. But when he was thinking about them taking care of him, he wasn't thinking about Crystal specifically, or franchisees specifically. He was thinking that this was Bricks and Minifigs corporate. So I wonder, when they were making the contract, signing the contract, right, like, what they thought, who they thought was the response, like. So yeah, again, fascinating video, fascinating, definitely. There's a lot more I want to disclose. There's a lot of interesting things. One other thing I will tell you, again, another thing I will tell you is, Brian was not happy that Crystal went to Spain without, I don't know if she told him she was, like, in Spain or something like that. There was, like, 3 days of, like, non-communication because Crystal was trying to figure it out with corporate. So Brian went to the store. So they took over the store on the 14th. Brian's supposed to be paid on the 15th. Brian comes in around the 15th, I think on the 15th. He's like, where's my check? So he's seeing Queen of Bricks. He sees that other kid. And now he sees, like, new manager Amanda or something like that. And he's like, where's my money? Where's my check? And they're like, oh, well, blah. And he's like, where's Crystal? Oh, whatever they told him. So he is getting very panicked right now because the person, Crystal, in charge of this consignment, and in his mind, the person he's been dealing with, giving him the check every time, is like MIA for at least 3 days. 3 days. And he did not like that experience at all. So a lot of if you take it from Brian Menzel's perspective, he did lose a lot of trust in Crystal. Right? And again, in hindsight, it's 2020, right? Crystal even said we have, like, a whole thing about, if we ever finish this video, we'll have a whole thing about Crystal as well. He wasn't happy with how he was treated during that period in time. Where there's no communication from Crystal. He doesn't know what's happening. There's a new owner, but the employees look the same as before. He sees his Legos in the store. He has his friend literally buy one of his Lego sets. And he's describing this, like, bizarre thing where, like, I mean, again, one of the more interesting pieces, in my opinion, is Brian Menzel explaining, like, it wasn't his relationship with Crystal that made him consign. It was his dad's relationship with Bricks and Minifigs. Not like every Bricks and, like, just like the one that he went to all the time, which I think was the same or different than Crystal. I don't know. So that wasn't actually said or explained, but very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That was a good cutaway. That was a very...
Thank you. You're coming.
No. When you subscribe to the Patreon and you listen to it, Brian Menzel is not, like, as much Team Crystal as you would imagine. So again, I understand, like, how it's being presented. I get it. But, like, if you imagine you're Brian Menzel and now you're panic calling and no one picks up the phone.
You're coming around now, huh?
You
Like these cutaways, don't
It was a
you?
very colorful cutaway.
Thank you.
I don't know. I gotta watch the cutaways to see. I haven't watched it. It's different from our point of view and the audience point of view. The audience gets to see the cutaways. We just have to, like, imagine them in our heads. I imagined what it could be like, but I guess I gotta see and
From my point of view, once I watch it.
I'm sucking every dude's dick that I can find.
Nice.
If I was chief of American 4, he probably would have told the flight crew that Ben was stalking him and smuggling drugs on the plane, and to make sure he's kicked off the plane.
Oh, yeah.
His checked luggage search and him thrown in jail.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it sounds accurate.
Pointing guns at you and everything. He must not be Mormon Mafia.
Okay, so, like, again, before you guys start talking about this stuff, pay the $8, $10, guys, and watch the video, please. Because I think if you watch the video, you wouldn't be saying what you're saying. It's only $8 to $10. I'm on the $10 plan a month. I'm on 2 different $10 plans. One for this, so I can show it to you and promote it, and then one for my TV where I actually watch it. So again, Brian has his own perspective. He's entitled to his own opinion, right? He's entitled to, no, you can't tell me what to do. Like, I don't know why there are random people in chat telling me what to do, right? Yes, C-Mad has watched it. What is your opinion, C-Mad, about Brian's story? Am I saying something wrong, right? Yes, I'm engaging too much with chat. But C-Mad has donated a shit ton of money to us. So I will engage with C-Mad. Am I going crazy saying what I just said? C-Mad, you watched the video. Clearly you paid the $8 to $10 to watch the video. Because you're donating way more than that, right? What is your opinion of Brian Menzel's view of Crystal in the video? Because even if you disagree, C-Matt said nope. I don't know. Yes, Colin has watched the video. Me and Colin have talked about the video. Specifically about Crystal's, like, the point. Because I thought it was weird, right? I thought it was weird. Yeah, bye-bye. What are we going to... How... Somebody block that dude? Yeah, I don't even have chat pulled out. I'm just talking to C-Matt, right now. Like, people who watch the video versus... It's like... You know what it's like? It's like fucking Legal Mindset. A lot of you guys are like Legal Mindset. You guys watch a video of a guy who watched the video of it. But you're not going to pay the 8 or like... Legal Mindset is getting destroyed recently. Outside of... he's in the same group as Asmon Gold. It's kind of like you guys did this. Where is it? iDubbbz, good news. Where's that Legal Mindset video? Free to speak. Oh, yeah, so he did this. He's free to speak. Oh, this one here. So, like, what's happening right now is a lot of you didn't pay the $8 to $10, which is, again, I get it. It's a lot of money in this economy. But you're, like, you're, like, Legal Mindset. So you came, you watched somebody else who watched the video, but he does not a lawyer. He didn't explain it. And then you drew conclusions based on that. You guys are, like, Legal Mindset right now, right? No. I'm not banning C-Mad, right? Like, if you donate money and stuff, right? I think, that's great. Those people don't get banned. There's a shit ton of trolls here who don't really contribute anything. Right? They just go blah, 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 blah. Like, Billy, she did right by home every step of the way. No reasonable person could say that. Brian literally said the opposite. Ben said she could have stole. Yeah. Okay, so again, like, you guys are like you guys who didn't watch the video or saying, "Oh, there's literally a video, guys, of Brian." So it's kind of like, what do you want me to say, guys? Like, what do you want me to say, guys? Like, you either watched the video or you didn't. You either paid the $8, $10 or you didn't. But if you didn't watch the video, stop talking about what Brian is saying because you didn't watch the video. Right? You guys are exactly like this guy right now. Dude, this never happened. Okay, look. That's why he has the question mark. Because he knows it didn't happen. So what happened was, a Lego Empire watched the video on Patreon. Then he made a video about it, like probably 1 hour later. So he didn't even think about it. And then this guy, a lawyer, who didn't watch the Patreon video, watched his video. How do we know that? Because he's literally watching the video here in real time.
Foot right now, so I'm not surprised from a PR standpoint. They need to give ground, and it's safer to.
So he's literally watching Lego Empire's Lego video here. And then he came to a conclusion, which is wrong. Bricks and Minifigs. Okay, C-Mad. Okay, so C-Mad says, Brian, in my opinion, trusted her and she did right by him. I think Brian did initially trust her, but there was some dissension as to, I believe, the fallout. So this is Brian after everything has happened. And she's gone from, from the picture. So again, I really do think that you guys should watch the video yourself. And if you come to the conclusion C-Mad did, where you still feel like Crystal did right, I think Crystal did the best she could do. I'm on Team Crystal here. But that doesn't take away from what Brian is saying, right? If you do listen to the video and you pay the $8 to $10 on Patreon and you watch the video and your conclusion still is Brian trusted Crystal, then that's your right to have that opinion, and it's a good opinion. You can defend the opinion. My opinion is that Brian, and not just my opinion, Colin's opinion is, right? And many of the people we talk in great detail about this is like, Brian just wants his money, man. He just wants his money. Later, he discusses what the money is supposed to be used for, and it makes sense that, like, he kind of just needs the money. So, like, it's okay to watch the video and then have an opinion about the video, but my view, my opinion, like, if you don't watch the video, you shouldn't be in the conversation about the video. Right? Does that make sense? It's kind of like Legal Mindset. The reason that I'm grilling Legal Mindset right now is he clearly didn't watch the video. Like, clearly, 100%, guarantee he did not watch the video. But he watched somebody else's video. But that somebody else is not a lawyer, and any lawyer, BBQ actually was in chat later on explaining this to us, that no one got paid, no one got paid. So, I'm just saying what I felt when I watched the video, and I'm not alone in thinking this way, that there was, some, again, if you're Brian Menzel, you just want your money back, guys. You just want your money back.
Mafia. You think there's a Mormon mafia?
Oh my gosh, I think it's a little more nuanced.
C-Mad, if you want to, C-Mad, if you want to, get in touch with Colin is part of Ben's team. Reckless Ben's, like, I don't know how much more in detail I can go about Colin, but he is a center part of the investigation. In fact, in the live stream, when it was Sheldon, Tyler, other Ben, not Reckless Ben, not Spineless Ben, other Jamming Ben, and Victor. Victor was saying, like, oh, we just listened to Colin, and we just, Colin tells us. So Colin, actually, in our chat, is not like a regular person or mod. He is, like, at the heart of, like, this whole thing. Right? So, GRB Chaser. I would not be surprised if Lego Empire, that douche bag, he didn't pay either. Yeah, Lego Empire, thank you for $5. Lego Empire watched someone else's video. Oh, okay, Colin says not to go in detail. Yeah, fine, Alex. Yeah, I'm not going to go in detail, but, like, If you want to talk to somebody who like is in the know, if you will. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that, Colin. He's the Lego Empire watched someone else's video too. It's the yes. So it's one person who watched another person's video, making a video about that person, and that person makes a video about that person, and suddenly get to legal mindset in Thailand. So it's a telephone game, and it goes all, and the end conclusion ends all the way to Thailand. That's the end conclusion. Yeah, it's very bizarre, right? So like Lego Empire makes a video from somebody else's video, and then somebody else makes a video from that video, and that person makes a video from that video, and suddenly it's like, wait, did no one see the original video? Right? It's one of those things.
I'd say yes, there's the Mormon Mafia, but it's way more nuanced than that. Josh was on the High Council. That's like, he's on the High Council, and he would always start his conversation with that when talking to the police officer.
It turns out, shout out to Rose, this individual is actually the descendant of Joseph Smith. Yes, of this Joseph Smith. Yes, no joke. Josh Johnson is the grandson, or some like lineage of, whatever level grandsons, of Joseph Smith. Wow. The founder of Mormonism. Billy for the $1.99. Xiaomi responds to phone calls every 90 to 120 days. Yes. I know Billy has watched that video. I know Billy's watched that video. Okay, so this is Josh Johnson's like great ancestor or something like that. No wonder he's on High Council. He's literally a descendant of Joseph Smith, the creator of Mormonism. He's like a holy individual here in this community.
It's like, I'm on the High Council.
This is someone the police officers are looking up to religiously. Josh is like a god
Yes.
to them. It's like, what if your God came and said,
yeah. Like, this is somebody the police officer would be like, wow, he wouldn't lie to us. Like, we go to church every day or every week, and this is the head council, or high council.
really high up in your religion, he's stealing stuff from old people. You'd be like, nah, dude, he's like high up in the religion. He's not doing that. The Mormons are taught to protect each other. They have no loyalty to me, but they have a loyalty to Josh. Yeah, they're definitely protecting each other.
What kind of edit was that? I keep hearing people talk about the edit that I made at the very end. Here's the raw, unedited version of that part.
We opened it, redid it, and ended up being civil. But we tried. We did the best we could for Brian Mansell in ways, and I thought the YouTube video turned out. I thought you guys are pretty clever and genius, actually, with how you guys use social media to help people out. We opened it, redid it, and ended up being civil. But we tried. We did the best we could for Brian Mansell in ways, and I thought the YouTube video turned out. I thought you guys are pretty clever and genius, actually, with how you guys, kind of use social media to help people out. So, anyways.
Yeah, it was just him like moving around. I just made text because it was just boring. That's it.
Every second has to be like super exciting in a Victor video. Yeah, that's interesting. So they were like, oh, maybe he said that. No, it was just edited because it was boring.
I like that cutaway. We should do more cutaways like that.
Now you're back on the other side. You don't like my cutaways?
I like that cutaway, though. That was a good cutaway. It gives context to what the audience is saying.
It can just also be just random as fuck, too, you know?
Like this.
Holy
Okay, that was a good cutaway.
That was a good one.
That one was really good.
Yeah, they're living their best lives. They're living their best lives. Oh, man, what it's like to be young again and not have a kid, right? Wow. They're living their best lives. That's awesome.
Yeah, you've changed my mind, Victor. I'm back on the cutaways here. That was a good cutaway. That was almost as annoying as the time that this happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was honestly a really good cutaway.
And that was almost this.
Oh, now they're just doing cutaways.
Crazy time this happened.
Why the fuck isn't anyone in the pool? What the fuck is up with this? There's literally no one in the fucking pool. You ready?
No.
You ready?
No. Oh, jeez Louise, guys. He fucking did it.
Really fucking warm.
How was it?
I thought it was gonna be way colder. That shit's fucking warm. I guess that's the privileges of being rich as shit here.
It might have to be the last jump, guys, because they don't want you guys to jump in the pool.
Nope.
Oh, they don't want you to jump. So there's a pool party, but no one can go to the pool. Must be some Los Angeles stuff. I don't get it. In Texas, you know, everyone's in the pool because it's 100 degrees. But every day is like 100+ degrees. I don't know how you would like. It must be like really nice weather outside.
No pool? Oh, it's just for looks?
It's just for the
It's just for looks.
For the aesthetic. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh damn, that sucks. It's just for looks. No, in Texas that would not fly. That would. Everyone's in the pool in Texas because it's 100 degrees, and like no, there's no way that like we would have a pool party even at night with the mosquitoes, and you wouldn't be in the pool because at nighttime it's still like 90 degrees.
But that was not nearly anything compared to this one. Wait. There was a.
Yeah, okay, I think we get. Yeah, I think now you know why Reckless Ben is such good friends with Victor, because they're both like doing this crazy shit. Like, you know, to me it seems crazy, but to them it's just like in, you know, another day, right? All right, so we finished the video. Like, oh god, we finished one video. So this is the next video I have to do. PSA: How to accept gifted memberships on YouTube. Yeah, Fuglight, I agree. If you have a pool and you can't swim in it, you suck. Yeah, imagine having a pool party and no one can be in the pool. What was the point? Why don't you just call it like a house party and like cover the pool? At least you would have more space. Okay, by default, gifted memberships are off. You need to enable them. This only works on desktop. Oh, shout out to Nicholas de Oreo. You can join button on any channel. Okay? You click the three dots on the right. Oh, here, yeah, I don't actually know how to get gifted memberships either. That's great news for me. I'll do this like right now. I need to get this stuff. I need to get these gifted memberships. Okay. So let's go to the Oreos. Yo, I watched the video about MMGS bricks so often that it just pops up everywhere now. Okay, so we can click on join, and we can click on these three dots, and we can. No, oh, I guess I must have it turned on already. Gifted membership center. Maybe I don't have it. What? And then you can toggle here. Okay. And then the more you interact with the channel, the more likely you are to get. So, oh, it's not random. I thought it was random. I thought gifted memberships was like, I thought it was like whoever like clicked on the button the fastest. Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's take a listen. Comments. Oh, Spotify. I don't have Spotify. I don't really know like what Spotify is, but well.
We're joined by two brothers whose passion for creativity, community, and entrepreneur.
Dude, 100% this guy's a real estate guy. Like, you don't need to tell me what business you're in. I know you're in real estate business. I know this guy. So I've gone to a lot of real estate. Like, I've done a lot of like commercial real estate, not commercial, like commercial. I've looked into a lot of commercial real estate recently to see if I want to open my Pokemon shop. And this is the exact type of dude they send out every time. This is 100% out of 100% the type of guy they send out. Oh, thank you, Salt and Exile, for the one gifted. Now that you all know how to get gifted.
Entrepreneurship have helped transform a niche retail concept into, I'm going to call a rapidly fast-growing franchise brand. Eamon and Matt McNeff are the. Do I call you the co-CEOs, or do I say CEO and COO?
He's the CEO. I'm the COO. So he gets the big pants. So
okay, as long as the check's cash, I'm sure it's fine.
That's
what began as fans of Lego.
Yeah, that's exactly what this type of guy would say. As long as the check's cash, it's fine. You can do any shady activities, anything like, as long as my cash checks, I'm good. This is exactly like the type of commercial real estate people I've been dealing with. I don't know if I want to like put somebody on blast, but this woman is like the worst commercial real estate agent I've ever seen. Like, she just sucks ass. Like, holy shit, they're terrible people. And this one in particular, the things that she would tell me, I was like, why are you telling me this stuff? This is like just gossip. This is the type of person that if you want to rent a Pokemon store, they will send.
You've turned your next opportunity into a remarkable growth story that I want to dive into. So thank you both for joining me today.
Yeah, great to be here.
What first sparked the idea to open up a Bricks and Minifigs?
But yeah, so the brand actually, started in the Portland, Oregon area, probably about, I was thinking about
2010.
2010. So about 7 years prior to us becoming franchisees when we opened up the Orem store in 2017, right? So,
oh yeah, shout out to Jules. I've seen random people get gifted before active chatters many times. Yeah, the mystery of gifted, I'll probably never understand, because I myself have never gotten a gifted membership, so I don't know how that works.
The fathers, the two different, families and dads looking for a way to get Lego.
Yes, this is the origin story of Bricks and Minifigs, taking advantage of the elderly.
In a much more economic fashion for themselves and their kids and everything else that way. And so they decided, after going to a buy that they had both been invited to kind of take a look at this elderly lady's collection, and
he always, like, it's really weird. He always makes sure that it's elderly. Like, he could have just like changed the story a little bit and be like, oh, this lady's collection. So this is kind of the weird, bizarre thing of Amin McNeff. He's like really set on certain details, like elderly. Billy, yes, flat broke Amin McNeff. So, like, he's really focused on that this woman that they take advantage of is elderly.
Really get the story straight whether or not she knew what she was doing by inviting two people there, at the same time trying to get into a bidding war. Either way.
Oh, God, it was the elderly's fault. God, trying to get them to a bidding war. It was an evil elderly person trying to maximize the return on her Lego that she probably needs to survive. The way Amin there's not a worse way to tell this story than Amin McNeff tells it.
Kind of starting to happen, and they ended up, instead of bidding against each other, they decided to partner up and buy the whole collection at a cheaper rate, and then just split it amongst themselves.
Oh no! Oh no! If you caught that story, they bought it at a cheaper rate. So instead of bidding it up, both of them said, oh, we don't want it. So, if you don't sell it to us, we're not going to buy it. So let's say the original price was $100. Instead of bidding up to like $110, they probably lowballed her at $20. And say, hey, there's no one else here that there's no one out. You invited all the potential buyers tonight at your home. We're going to lowball the shit out of you. We're like two Bricks and Minifigs. We're not competitors. Right, think about the Bricks and Minifigs model. Oh, by the way, they talk a shit ton about us on Slack. I heard from an insider that once I made that phone call, remember like the 20%? Every single Bricks and Minifig franchisee on Slack was told they can't offer 20% no more. They need to up their price. I don't know what they upped the price to, but they were supposed to like up their buy price so they don't seem so bad. So as soon as I made that phone call, especially the ones in Houston, they all know my phone number. They know who I am. Some of them may be tuning in right now, assuming they're not like building. Maybe they're building Legos and watching. Yes, we have made the official Slack channel of Bricks and Minifigs. And let me tell you, this Slack channel, they have nothing nice to say about nobody. It's like it's like Amin McNeff is like a drama queen. So imagine what their private Slack channel looks like. Just can you imagine a private channel where Amin can just say whatever he feels like, and everyone just says, "Yeah, oh great, Amin, way to take care of that elderly."
Kind of led to them talking, and then one thing led to another, and they decided to go into business together and open up the first Bricks and Minifigs in the Portland, Oregon area. And so then after about a year of doing some of those things, a lot of people chose to, come in and start talking to them and saying, hey, you should franchise this. This is a really great concept. So in 2011, they started franchising. And then it was a few years later that Matt and me, through our own process,
they literally created a Bricks and Minifigs franchise network to take advantage of elderly people. Because it was such a great idea, and we had such a great deal that we made enough money to open a store. Oh, our store is constantly attracting old people to take advantage of. Now let's make a franchise. Terrible.
And found out about the brand. So we were doing our own thing. We were in business together. We were doing really exciting stuff with legal structuring services for healthcare providers.
Legally mine.
So real boring, quite frankly.
Whoa. He talks about his superhero mask business. That's new. I think we uncovered the superhero mask business, right? On this channel, we found it when we're going over every business. Okay, I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested to hear about the superhero mask business.
And with that, we were always kind of looking to do some different things. We grew up as big nerds, and so Salt Lake Comic Con had really kind of exploded on the scene. It's now, I think, called FanX here in Utah. And so just head up there, had some fun. And
if you Google the blue, it shows why it can be criminal. Utah and Oregon are very similar. Turley law breach of contract criminal. Okay, that's interesting. We'll take us quick. Thank you, Rainbows. And again, I'm not a criminal attorney, so there are going to be things that I don't know, right? I am not a criminal attorney, so... Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so a breach of contract is a civil matter and not a criminal crime by itself. But it can cross into criminal territory if the agreement... Yes, fraud. Yes, correct. So I know that intentional deception, that was what I was talking about. Fraud or theft from the start. But I don't think they were trying to do that from the start, right? Because it was only Crystal. So, fraud and false pretenses. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Lying about facts or credentials to trick a person into signing or paying. Theft by deception. Taking upfront payment or asset with a pre-planned intention of keeping. So, this wouldn't work. This would be the reverse. So, this wouldn't be consignment. This would be like, hey, I have a car. You give me $1,000 for the car, and once you reach $10,000, I'll just give you the car. But upon reaching $9,000, now I just don't give you the car. Forgery, yeah, which again wouldn't apply here because there was 2 consenting adults. I mean, you would have to rely on this. But, like, it would be hard to do. It would be very hard to do. But thanks for the $5 donation. Thank you for the support.
Went around looking at some of the cool things that they had to offer and thought, this is a fun place, but everyone has these really cool costumes, but terrible masks. And this is a very long, meandering way to get to this one.
That's something I also say.
I think the reason they're talking about this is to tell us that they know, that we know, that they know, that we have found this, and we made fun of them, and we have multiple thumbnails, and not just us. I think BBQ has a thumbnail too, and I think Colin put it on scamming McNeff or something like that. It was really funny. I think he put it on what Reddit. So like they know. So this is like new. This is like new. So now they're talking about it. So they're watching people's videos. They're watching Reddit. They're watching people's videos. Because in real time, like, again, I don't think anyone knew about this until we did, and we only covered it, like, maybe a week ago. So in real time, oh, this is pre-recorded. Oh, wow, okay. I think they've been sitting on it for a while. Okay, I did not know. Okay, this is pre-recorded. Okay, we'll find out.
Right, so you're in for a treat here, Jonathan. This is
yeah. Well,
Love
this is more the deep dive how we really got involved. But so I went to Matt and I said, hey, you know, like these guys like have some really cool costumes, but the masks they have suck. I'd been doing leather work for a number of years, and so I thought, you know, there's got to be a way for us to make these leather superhero masks and go and get a booth and sell these things. And so we just started experimenting and coming up with different designs, and we really just dove into it head first and got ourselves a booth and started going up there and selling, of all things, leather superhero masks. And tons of people loved it. It was a lot of fun. And while we were up there, my kids walked around and they saw some really cool Lego minifigures. And we didn't have Lego, you know, like growing up. And so my kids saw these things and thought, well, that's really cool. And I had started playing one of the Lego video games with my kids. And so they got some minifigures that were just related to the video game that we'd been playing. And so we got that. And that just kind of spiraled into, you know, like us discovering Lego being a really cool hobby and passion with our kids. And it was tons of fun. And so then the next time we actually went and were selling the leather superhero masks after that, I would walk around looking for more minifigs for my kids and ended up coming across a brand new franchisee who had opened up in the Salt Lake Valley area. Didn't know what Bricks and Minifigs.
So if you think Bricks and Minifigs is not making any money, this guy's not making. He had kids at the time. There's no way this business is making money. Like, there's no way this business is profitable. And it's got to support at least 2 individuals, right? Probably with kids. Like, they were not successful. Small business owners, okay? We'll continue on.
And so just kind of started talking to him. And we had been burned by some of these other vendors similar that would sell knockoff Lego. And so I was always leery of people selling it at some of these conventions. And went in there and everything.
I think this duck is a Klingon. How I know is the weapon he's using. So this duck is from Star Trek. And he's right next to a Star Trek figure, which is interestingly positioned here. Again, I know this is a Klingon from Star Trek. I collect Star Trek cards. I know Star Wars is like really, really popular and no one cares about Star Trek. But Magic the Gathering, we will soon get Star Trek cards. So I'm very excited for that. And they're autographed, by the way. Okay, small side. So yeah, this is coming out soon. I'm going to open a lot of this because I love Star Trek. And they have even autographs. What the heck? Yes, they have autographs. I don't want this one. I want, yes. Everyone is going to come after this card here. Oh, Billy. Yes. What will I do? I don't know. The outrage cycle will be over at the end of the week. What will you do next, Tony? I honestly don't know what we can do after this. I have no idea. Oh, I like watching the duck spin. Thank you, Alex, for $2. And thank you, Billy. Yes, what will we do? We'll probably just like talk about cards and Magic.
It was genuine Lego, and so I was really impressed. Started talking to them and found out that they were local. Decided to go check out the shop, and it was just blown away by all the inventory they had and all genuine Lego and just kind of the great concept. And as we were looking into it, found out that it was a franchise. And so that just got the wheels going in our head. And so within 3 months, we were reaching out, talking to the franchisor at the time, and ended up jumping in and signing franchise agreement. And within 3 months, we were open. And we had done, several different business ventures before, and just found the franchising process, even with the limited resources that the franchisor at the time had, we were up and running like lickety split. And that was the first time for us. Like we were always used to more, like going through the grind way harder and like taking a long time to get there. And this was just like that. So
the reason it's like that is because you took on debt. Okay, so he's making it seem like, okay, so the reason that a franchisee is able to, for instance, let's say there is no Pokemon, but like, let's say there is like a Pokemon franchisee, and they're like, hey, we have the right construction workers, right real estate agents, right all of this. Yes, that's helpful, but what's more helpful is just a chunk of money. If you have $300,000 to $600,000 to throw at a problem, I promise you the problem will resolve itself much faster than where you're trying to bootstrap it. But in bootstrapping it, you learn a lot more. So what I would recommend for like anyone who is like really like want a Pokemon store, which you shouldn't want right now because I think there's a bubble, is you do conventions, you do small conventions, big conventions, any convention you can do, and you see if you actually like selling Pokemon cards. Do you like buying, trading? Are you good at it? Do you know what's going to go up or down in the market? But it's one thing where like these individuals don't really have that experience in Lego. So for instance, even going to a convention and selling Lego. So like Crystal did this, going to a convention and selling Lego at the convention. That doesn't cost a lot of money. It costs $200, $300 for a table. Before you pay $300,000 or $600,000 for a franchisee, there are a lot of other stuff you can do. You can sell online. You can make a YouTube channel to sell. You can create a whatnot. You can figure out, hey, before I invest my life savings or my retirement fund, is this actually a good business for me? None of these franchisees did so. So I, again, think one of the things that the franchisor should be really focused on is like saying, hey, we're going to send you to a convention. We're going to see how much money you can sell. We're going to see how much money you can buy. Do you actually enjoy selling and buying and trading? Because that's all what you're going to be doing. So I always tell the Pokemon vendors, Magic vendors, hey, like before opening a store, my advice heavily is you go to the mall convention in your local mall. You do a small convention first. Do you like it? Do you like it? Okay. You do a Collecticon. You do something, a dollar sports card, something like that. And you might not even like what you're doing. You might be like, no, I don't want to do it. First of all, do you like to do it? And secondly, are you actually profitable? Before spending this, the reason that he's able to like be like, wow, that was fast, is because he spent a lot of money. It's not because the franchisee is the franchisor is super successful. Money will solve a lot of problems, right? They're not bootstrapping this thing.
Cool. And so we really enjoyed it, enjoyed the process. And so when the opportunity came about a year later.
Yeah. So Billy says the BAM model isn't terrible if you're totally debt free. I agree. And only on a hook for 10%. If the 10% was only what you were on the hook for, yeah, fine. Steve Mad says, BAM model sucks in one major aspect. Zero product diversity. Yes, you're selling one brand. And that's something like is really weird to me. Because every other competitor of yours who sells Lego, let me say Barnes & Nobles. Again, I know Barnes & Nobles is not independently owned, They sell books, they sell children toys, they sell puzzles, they sell Lego. They have a whole Lego. Next time I go there, recently there was some violence in the Barnes & Nobles mall that I go to. But next time I go there, I can show you. They sell a shit ton of Lego. They sell Pokemon cards, they sell Locana, they sell Starbucks. There's a Starbucks in the Barnes & Nobles. There's literally a Starbucks in the middle of the Barnes & Nobles. And that's your competitor. Your competitor isn't like the Lego store. Your competitor is literally Barnes & Nobles. I would not be shocked if Barnes & Nobles, they sell Minifigs now. They sell like a lot. Like Barnes & Nobles is selling a lot of Lego product. And your competitor would be Target. And obviously, Target sells like everything. Yeah, they have like the website is way better than yours. I actually bought one of these the other day, like one of these like minifigs. They have the new Pokemon. I saw the new RK9. Hey, Legos for 0 to 2, is that right? Oh, they do have Legos for 0 to 2. I didn't know that. I thought Legos were for like 3 and above. Okay, cool. But yeah, they have a lot of Legos. This is your competitor. Amazon.com is your competitor. Like, GameStop sells Legos now. I think GameStop sells Legos, right? I don't know. I don't go to GameStop very often. Yes, they sell Lego games, I guess. Maybe GameStop doesn't sell Legos. I don't know.
Franchisors, you know, the original founders, they had grown to about 35 franchisees. They were just feeling stuck, and then one of them had a pretty bad car accident and just didn't know how to take it to the next step and the next level. They reached out to us because of our previous business experience and said, hey, what would you guys think about?
Oh shit, I know one place that really sells Legos. Costco. Costco has like so many Legos. This is all Costco. Yes, they had this. Oh, yeah. No. This is what people told me. Holy shit. They told me that this was here. Yes, I was told that Costco has a 50% off sale on Eevee Legos. Dude. And they have the Arcanine one as well, which just came out. So if you go to Costco, you can buy the Eevee Lego for half off right now. And this is like a brand new Lego. And then, so if you are Bricks and Minifigs, you can go to every Costco, like kind of like a scalper. These things are going to sell. 100% these things are going to sell. Eevee, very popular Pokemon, probably number 2 after Pikachu. 30th anniversary is coming soon. Dude, there's no way, like, if you're a Bricks and Minifig store, like, this is... I bet you this margin is way better than the margin that your corporate is charging you for Lego, new Lego. And this is a high quality, high demand Lego. I'm actually going to go on Costco and Uber Eat one of these soon. Because I forgot about it. I forgot people told me about that. That it was like on sale 50%.
Whole kit and caboodle here and taking over the franchisor. And so, you know,
Okay.
Matt and I...
So... You're getting what, 12 to 18% on new Eevee Legos. So let's say you buy the Eevee. What's the margin for you? 20%? What if I told you could go to fucking Costco and get the same figure new for 50% off? Costco has just completely destroyed the Bricks and Minifigs model. What if I told you could go Target has a sale? Oh my God, I remember. People were telling me to go Target. So a lot of people want me to open one of these, oh no, what is this? Whoa, okay, website down. Holy moly, this is a secret rare? Oh, okay, website has been down. What is going on? Hold on. Holy moly. Okay, I gotta post on my Umu channel real fast. Holy moly. Okay. Okay, so anyway, okay, what was I saying? Lego? Lego on sale or something like that? Lego sale. Dude, there are so many amazing... Like, I don't even need a motherfucking distributor. Look, this is like... It's 30 to 70% off. We got some Star Wars... Well, mostly Star Wars. We got some more Star Wars. We got... Some other Legos. We got some Minifigs here, it looks like. We got some more Star Wars. What is this? Polaroid camera Lego? Okay, that's a weird one. But okay, we got some more. Wow, on clearance. Each of these. So, what if I told you that Bricks and Minifigs the corporate has now become the new distributor. They've replaced Toy House. What if I told you that none of their stuff is ever 30% margin? You would be better off going to mother effing Target or Costco, where you're gonna get 50%. I don't know why they say 70. I don't see no 70%, but okay. You get 50% off, 30% off. Or in Costco, you get 50% off EVs. Why do we need you, Amin Minef? Why do we need a distribution network that gives us product at 12% margins. How is that going to help us? The answer is it is not, right? Oh, Billy, customers online, sales at the very stores Tony is showing. Yes. So, like, your competition isn't just, like, you know, Lego store. Your competition is literally Barnes & Noble. They often have sales. And they have membership discounts, all this good stuff. Okay. Target. Walmart. Costco.
Opportunity and jumped in both feet with that, and then took a look at everything that we could do to strengthen the foundation and kind of build the next levels to get it going where we knew it could go, and just started seeing it grow.
What are some of the most important decisions?
See Mad Free. How are you acquiring inventory? And Billy responds, and I know Billy's response: customers, online, sales at the various stores. Yes, Billy actually will go to Target, and if it's a good sale, he'll buy the Target because it's better than it's the same thing when I went to GameStop. Sam's Club. When 2014, GameStop with my PowerPoint, my free times PowerPoint membership, whatever, was selling me Pokemon packs for $1.50 a pack. My distributor was charging $2 a pack. So I would just tell my distributor, okay, we don't really need so many cards anymore. I'm just going to buy from GameStop. This is very common to do. This is, if you own a independent store, this is what you do. You buy from whoever's cheaper. It doesn't matter to me if it's Target, my distributor. My distributor is really good. They charge me 60%. So for a $4 Pokemon pack, they charge me $2.40 with tax and everything. But at GameStop, with my PowerPoint reward program, blah, 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 I'm going to be getting charged like $150, $160. Well, do I want to pay for the same cards $240 or $160? I'm going to buy from GameStop all day. All day.
Made along the way that have fueled the growth. I'm sure there's many, but what's something that stands out to each of you?
So I'll be first and fast so that Matt can't steal it. He has to come up with his own. So there's a process that we've learned and we've seen in lots of other business ventures that we've done, and it's the right soul in the right role at the right time. And those three elements, finding the right people.
Okay, how much time did you lose monthly from travel, gas, vehicle wear, and tear from traveling to those stores? And you account for that cost-wise. So when I had my store, we would be going to these places anyway. So like we were located in a mall. So we were just like, these other stores were like Barnes & Noble was located in a mall. So whenever they had a sale, we just like go down the escalators and like walk into Barnes & Nobles. No, we didn't really account for any of this stuff. It was always like it was like such a good deal that it was obvious. Like when GameStop has a buy one, get one free sale, and you can get like triple pro points, which essentially is 3% on top, and you have like a sale resale license, so you don't pay the taxes, and Texas tax is like 8.25% in Houston. Yeah, Billy says, I got 8 Mona Lisa sets at Walmart for $41 each. It cost me an hour of time, and you drove 15 miles. They retail for $9.99.99 each. Worth it. C. Matt says, I get that, but there is a cost. So yes. So I have not actually calculated what the cost associated is, to be honest with you. When we were doing our store and buying from GameStop, we just knew it was a good deal. And like, did we calculate the cars? No, we didn't do that. So I don't know if Billy does that, but I don't know. But like the margin, like what Billy's saying makes perfect sense to me. $41 each. You can get you can get multiple EVs, right? And it retails for $100, and you can sell it for $100. Maybe you discount it to $90. And then you're already double Xing like your margin. So like, no matter how long you drive, like unless you're driving like an insane amount of time, like the deal is like so. Sometimes like you look at a Reddit image, and I look at it, I was like, holy shit. So when I look at the EVs, I want to go out to drive to Costco now and buy a bunch of them to decorate my room with now, or decorate my daughter's room with, or I don't know if my daughter can play with these EVs yet. I have to look at the box, right? Yes, I understand. Dupox is for little kids. But yeah, I mean, like, the deal often is so good that, like, you shut down your store and drive there if it's just you. And remember, a lot of times you just have, like, an employee who's, like, just, like, doing nothing. Many times your store is empty. Like, there are periods in time from, like, noon. So we open at noon to, like, 4, where there's, like, very unlikely that there's any customers. So in that time where there's, like, no traffic and nothing, like, you might as well, like, do, like, what Billy's doing and start buying the stuff, right? Oh, Billy has them for $79.99. Other than that, most of these stores deliver for free. Anyone doing this for a living should have a resell. Yeah, it's called a reseller permit, and you don't pay sales tax, or you get the sales tax back. I forget how it works. BAM going to get rich off the Lego deal they cut, pushing paper and reaping in more yes, BAM is now the distributor. So whatever money Toy House was getting, BAM is now getting that money.
Make a huge difference to growth in any capacity, whether it be growth financially, whether it be growth, like with personnel, whether it be growth in the overall just footprint of the business, all of those things, but really putting the right people in place. But the timing is also huge with that. And so a lot of people always say, oh, you got to have the right people in the right place. You can have the right person in the right place.
Okay, so my plan is to power through this because I'm getting a little hungry. We're going to finish this video. Then I'm going to show you my autographed Star Trek collection. How about that? Nobody's asked for it, but I just realized that within like 4 feet of me, I have a massive autographed Star Trek collection. Like real autographs. I'll show you it to you.
Right place, but at the wrong time, and it doesn't work out the right way. Or the right person in the right role at the, at the right time initially, and then they expire, right? Like meaning like they can't continue growing with the business as it continues to grow forward. And you've got to know when they are no longer the right fit because it's just their time has expired.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep people in those roles too long, then it can also be a bad thing.
Since 2023, you've opened more than 150 locations. Is that true?
I think that is true.
How do you maintain?
Oh God, Billy. Oh man, Billy says I have 6 employees. The real cost was the glare from my wife when I told her I was leaving her with the kids. Yes, it's the same thing with me, Billy. Dude, every time my wife tells me, "Hey, why don't you go to that convention so you can sell more Pokemon cards?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then when the convention gets like closer, your daughter gets sick, your kid gets sick, or your wife's like, oh, I can't take care of the kid, or I want to go to like my aunt's place to eat some Chinese food, or like, oh, I want, some seafood. Like it's always like this big plan where like I'm supposed to be able to have fun with my friends on a Saturday or Sunday at like at a Pokemon card collection, like Collecticon or TCGCon, whatever like it is, right? And then once the date actually comes, it's like, oh, no, I need you to take care of my kid. Well, our kid. I don't know what's like. I need you to take care of the daughter. So leaving your wife home with your kid, especially if they're young. My kid's turns 2 soon. Terrible 2s, right? Like I'm getting that now. My daughter is like a maniac now. Just like an absolute maniac, right? She was an angel when she was like 18 months old, and then you start seeing like a change. It's like, oh no. According to Miss Rachel, which we love Miss Rachel. I know it's controversy, but we watch Miss Rachel like every day. It's like big feelings or big feelings. A toddler has big feelings, and we definitely are seeing that now. So like it's always these idea like, hey, you can go to this convention and hang out and sell some Pokemon cards. Like, this is like the idea a month before, but then once it gets closer.
See, when you're scaling that quick, it's obviously working well, but but you've got increasingly
Yes,
more.
my wife also works a square job. Yes, that's correct, Billy. My wife also works a 8 to 5 job with like a 1 hour lunch break with like not that many vacations. So yeah, I'm in the same situation Billy's in, except Billy's running an actual store and I'm only thinking about running a store. So it's different.
More and more operators that they need to follow the recipe that has been laid out that you've helped shape and create. How do you maintain that as the army grows?
I think the biggest part that, I'm cutting Matt off here. We did this last.
Yes, see, Amin does not let Matt speak. Amin does not let Josh speak.
Last time we did podcast too.
I'll start addressing you by name better. Sorry.
No, you're good. But in reality, like it starts with the discovery process, right? So, and not every franchise brand has a full-on discovery process.
Yeah, that's a Miss Rachel song, Ristic. Yeah, big feelings are okay. It's okay to have big feelings.
Not all of them do discovery days, and for a while we didn't, right? So we started working with franchise consultants and industry experts who had been doing franchising for 30 plus years. And so as we worked with them, we developed an 8-step discovery process where every new prospect has to go through these 8 steps. They have to kind of have interviews with recruiters. They have to talk to the staff. They have to actually fly out here to Utah to visit with us in person and then present themselves to us. We present our process to them and like introduce them to the various teams that are going to be helping them. And through that process, we identify people who we feel like are going to maintain that culture and that are
according to the franchisee, he's currently a franchisee of Bricks and Minifigs. There was like 40 people invited to this franchise meeting to become a franchisee. They did no due diligence, and all 40 of them was approved. So, like, Amin's making it seem like it's really difficult. It's really, like, again, this is like a whole, like, multi-level marketing idea, right? Oh, you're special. But if you're so special, and you look around the room, and it's a bunch of, like, also special people, but they don't really look that special. They don't really sound like that they have run a business before, and many times they've not. So if you're in a room of 40 other people, none of them have run a business before, and you're being told, wow, you guys are amazing at business, probably it's time to leave, okay?
Continue to be champions of the brand without, significant dilution.
Oh, see, Matt is retired. Okay, that's interesting. As someone who was in the wholesale side before retiring this year, congrats on your retirement. At 60, I find it odd that you can go to a competitor, buy the product of the other shelf, and make profitable. Martin, this is the collectible industry in a nutshell. So it's not only is it odd, not only CMAT is it like normal, it's you have to do it to survive. You have to do it to survive. For instance, Pokemon cards. Where are my Pokemon cards? Where you get your Pokemon cards from is other vendors. So what you're actually doing is, let's say this Pokemon card is $100. I go to somebody who's like me. They have a store or they're an active vendor. I go to a convention and there's like 500 of these people or 400 of these vendors. And I need to buy this card lower. If I have a customer for 95, this card's worth 100, this hypothetically, I need to buy this card for 90 so then I can sell for my customer for 95. And that is the entire business model of every single Pokemon store on Earth. Right? Now, you do get some money, you get some cards from distributors, but I'm talking about singles. Every single that you buy is either from a customer, another vendor, another store. Now, it's coming more vendor, like if you do vendor to vendor, the person that you're buying your cards from is actually a direct competitor selling at the same location you're selling at the convention. But you need to buy at a good price, and then you can sell to your customer. So, like, this is like the collectible realm. It's very different. Yeah, it's very, very different, right? And if you see a really good sale at Target, hell yeah, you're going to buy from Target and resell. It's kind of like what everyone does. Again, this is what the idea of a Pokemon scalper is. A Pokemon scalper will buy a Pokemon product for MSRP, not even on sale. So I'm going to blow your mind right now, C-Mad. There are hundreds of thousands of Pokemon scalpers, if not like millions of them, globally. Their entire business, and some of them are really successful. They're all on Whatnot. Their entire business model is to buy something at MSRP from Target and then flip it for 10 times the price on Whatnot. Or not, maybe 10 times too aggressive. Maybe 4 times the price on Whatnot. There are multi-million-dollar businesses that's only business model is going to grocery stores, buying out vending machines that sell Pokemon cards, and then reselling everything on Whatnot. Yeah, see, Matt, but I promise you it's true. That's crazy. I was a purchasing manager at a well-controlled, as well as controlled the inventory for $60 million a year wholesale. Oh, HVAC is very important. I wish you could help. My air conditioning ran out just like 2 months ago. HVAC store. That's why I find it odd. Yes. So in some businesses, you're going to really buy from distributors and B2B. But in Pokemon and Lego, it's no different. If there's a sale on Eevee, well, let me show you some of my Pokemon videos. Okay, hold on. You're going to love this, C-Mad. Oh, we're going to take a small side. I have to finish this video. I just have to. Let me show you some of the funny things. I've not posted in this video in such a long time. They like just destroyed my my algorithm. Let me show you. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't have any videos. Oh, this. Okay, this video.
Is this?
You can hate all you want.
Yeah, so these are all the Pokemon scalpers waiting in line.
Just one in there.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is out of Costco, guys. This is out of Costco. Yeah, this is what it's like buying Pokemon cards at a Costco. People beating each other up, people hitting each other. Oh god, there's Squishmallows here. Oh, I didn't notice this until now. It's been a long time since I've seen this video. There's Squishmallows here. This is basically, they can buy a Pokemon product for $70 and then resell it on Facebook Marketplace for $400. Like this. Boom, boom, boom. There are products they can buy for like insane amounts of money, guys. And then they can resell for 4 times the money to the guy in the parking lot, right? Yeah, Squishmallow. Yeah, this is crazy, but it is what it is, right?
We don't always get it right. There are sometimes, individuals that will slip through the cracks that we thought were going to be great at certain things, and sometimes they're maybe lacking. But for the most part, I feel like that's the number one methodology that we can ensure alignment with the brand principles that we want to be maintained throughout the whole process. And so then when they're working with our staff that we also hire and hope to maintain, like all the right, right soul, right role, right time, all those different types of things, they tend to get along well, right? Meaning like, so as they're trying to help them get to their grand opening, select their franchise location, some of these other types of things, they're going to be, easier to work with because they're the right people who have the passion not only for the brand, but also for building community within their kind of sphere of influence.
I think the other thing I would just add to that is that, we try not to ever think that we're the smartest person in the room. And we love to...
Oh, Matt. Matt is definitely not the smartest person in any room. Oh, Matt. That's why, I think Almond's like the head cheese, and Matt is just kind of like a safety fall guy if needed.
feedback from everybody. We'll go out and meet with other franchisors and ask them, hey, how are you guys managing this? Pick their brains on all sorts of things. We meet frequently with the franchisees. We've got a franchise advisory council that we meet with frequently, a marketing advisory council, technology council. Like, we realize as well, we've got massive.
Why are there so many councils? It's almost like they're Mormons, right? And then the only thing they can think of is making more and more councils.
Brain trust in the franchisees themselves, and experience and corporate America and elsewhere that they like. We want to leverage that. And so as we're growing and trying to expand, we're constantly, I guess, evaluating and retooling and reshaping our internal structure and how we can best support and how we can maintain, from marketing to ops, and just trying to like keep everything improving and growing steadily. Working with groups like Morrow Hill has been fantastic. As we
every time I listen to Matt, it really does seem like he's like super confused, like what's going on. Like it really, again, this is just my opinion. We all are entitled to our own opinions. It's my opinion that like Matt doesn't actually know exactly what Amin's doing all the time.
We dive in and find somebody that can help us, manage the real estate side of things. Like that was something we don't have a skill in. And so being able to find people that have those skills and bring them in and plug it into the system, we're always trying to find those kind of solutions.
And oftentimes, like.
And then look, Amin's like, Matt, stop. Like, anytime Matt is talking, he just gets interrupted by Amin McNeff. Matt, and then he stops talking.
Like, they are very big game changers, truly, like it was with Morrow Hill, because up to that point, every franchisee was left to their own devices to try and find a good retail location, and most of them were terrible at it. Like, we lucked out with our space.
Yeah, they're not experts in that space. That's not their
right.
And
right. Having an expert.
And then Matt's trying to say, oh, yeah, they're not experts in the space. Yeah, they're having... Right. Shut up, Matt. Shut up, Matt. That's what I'm hearing. Shut up, Matt. Like, dude, I don't think Matt looks like a cool dude. Like, we talked about last Relic. Like, it was Amin who screwed him, not Matt. Matt was like, wait, we screwed you? Again. And then in Coffee Zilla, he's like, wait, Amin, there was a U-Haul? Again, there's one dude in charge of the company. Like, anytime Matt needs to say something, it's like, when I saw him at Coffee Zilla, he did look actually surprised to learn that there was a U-Haul. I don't think Amin told him about the whole trailer plan and the inventory and again.
With that is huge, So we try and find that in lots of different places.
Yeah, you guys are too kind, and I promise I did not pay these two nice guys to say.
Yes, you only have the logo on your T-shirt. Yes.
No.
What are your each of your superpowers? You can't have the same one now.
Yeah. No, I think I'm a little bit more probably strategic. So like I look at things way down the road. And so and that's sometimes problematic, right? Because like I'm not thinking about what has to happen today. I'm thinking about, okay, well, yes, there's things that have to happen today, but like if we don't do these other things, we don't get to XYZ down the road. So I sometimes think a little bit too far down the road, but that's a good thing, and you need that, right? Like, and yeah, we're talking about EOS and the visionary and some of those things, but like I tend to try and think 5 steps ahead. And that's really positive.
Where is the Oh, these are funny comments. Okay, not funny comments, it's really bad comments. Where is the picture I have today? My video, yeah. Every time I hear him like talk, like in day, like, oh, I think 5 steps ahead, I think about this picture. Here. Very funny. Yeah, very funny. Thank you guys for making it. Whoever made it was hilarious. I took it from I guess they put it in the dock, and I was able to take it from the dock.
I think, but because of that, I tend to not see people as humans. I tend to see people as like not in a bad way, but just something like, okay, well, great. How is this person going to help us accomplish this thing? And if they can't, we need a different machine in there. Like whatever. So I see
Not a good look, Amin Mingnaf. I don't see people as humans. I see them as machines. And the machine is only going to help me get to a goal. So that's why you treat Brian Menzel so poorly. You know, like that's why you're trying to get Reckless Ben killed, because he's like a machine that's against you. Doesn't matter if he dies, right? He just expires away.
You know, people more as like the output machines, and Matt, you know, like at least from our dynamic together, he is very good at helping me see people more as like the individuals, not just the output machines. So that's very helpful and useful for.
I think that probably actually explains a lot. Like Last Relic, like explain kind of the dynamic. One person is like a abuser, and then like it's good cop, bad cop, right? Matt is the good cop. Oh my god, I don't know they did that to you, Last Relic. Let me help. And Last Relic, no, I just need money. Oh, Amin, can we give him? No, we can't give him money. And then Amin's like the bad cop.
For me, but yeah, so strategic long-term vision, I tend to be a little bit more in line with that way of thinking.
Okay. Very fascinating. Okay, so that ends it for today. We'll maybe hopefully cover BBQ. Well, I want to cover this interview too. And then of course we have our good friend Legally Mine. He has a guild now to steal from old people. Okay, I don't know. That sounds interesting to me, but he's got all this stuff. So you can we make this, yeah, isn't this like accessible to everybody? Like everyone can like go on it and then like look at it, right? Not just me. Yeah, it is this. Yeah, it is, because I don't even have access to it. I can't make any edits on it. So why don't we post this, and I will, to end every video now, I'll show you something cool from my collecting days. I like, you know, I gotta find this, but I think it's somewhere here. I have a lot of boxes. Like a lot of boxes everywhere. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards if you guys want to take a look. Pokemon, Inuyasha, Mirage. What is this? Oh, where's the box? Oh, no, that's Magic. So it's probably Magic. Is it Inuyasha? No, Inuyasha has 2 boxes full. Okay, I'll prepare it next time. I don't know where the boxes are. There's boxes everywhere in my home. Okay. Let me see. Okay, that's interesting. That's getting close. I think I'm getting close. No. No. Oh wow, okay. Oh no. So, okay, I do not know where they have gone. I do know I have a lot of autographed, yeah, there's too many collectibles. I do know I have a lot of autographed Star Trek cards. Maybe I'll show you some other stuff. Hold on, if you guys like Magic, let me show you some cool Magic cards I've had. Okay, let's take a look. What is this? Oh, okay. I'll show you some cool Magic cards that I've collected throughout the years of owning a store. And then we'll end there. I think we'll probably just do Magic. I don't know where my Star Trek cards. I have Star Wars too. Everyone does. These are alphas. These are just random alpha cards that I've gotten in the store. And I just love collecting alpha because they have different corners. They're not anything like super amazing, but it's cool. It's cool to get alpha anytime. So I have boxes and boxes of alpha. So this box is not, it ends. And then I love unlimited. Unlimited is probably my favorite because it's really affordable and it's a great set for Magic the Gathering. You're gonna see it's this whole thing is unlimited, which means like my alpha is somewhere else. Okay, so these are unlimited. I think unlimited looks amazing. I don't know how much you can see, but it's like there's rares, uncommons, Mind Tutor. That's a really good one. My desk is really not, you know, I didn't prepare for this, so my desk is not ready to do this right now. Dark Rit, like, I mean, it is a whole box of unlimited. I think it's a little bit of beta because, or alpha and beta because, I don't know. It's very unorganized. My desk is a mess right now. So I wish I could show you cooler stuff, but I don't know where it is. I just found a case of unlimited cards. I have no idea what's in it. I know that there's some rares in it because I saw Mind Twist. That's like one of the OG rares. But yeah, I mean, man, it would be like hard to show. Yeah, I don't know how to make it full screen. But maybe in the end of every video, we'll just kind of do like a hobby review from back in the olden days. I think that would be cool. But my desk is a mess right now. It's got Iona, just random shit on my desk from that I bought. I got a Crimson, Sun and Moon. This is old. This is old. This is a pre-release kit. I have the Gengar plushie. So the Gengar figure from China. So like my desk, I have a Squishmallow, like you know, I have a hot sauce bottle from the Collector Oreo. I got Legos. Yeah, there's no room to put the cards anywhere. Like, you know, I have to like create another setup. Maybe like Friday. I would love to do, if you guys want to do it, I have a massive Magic collection. It'll blow your mind. Like, cause like having owned a store for that long, there's some like stuff that you always just keep, right? Like there's stuff that like you don't want, but then there's stuff that like is really cool to have. Like I have like a lot of these boxes and this type of stuff. Anyway, shout out to BBQ. We'll see you guys next time tomorrow, guys. Same time tomorrow.